Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Popular Decks. I'm your host Michael, and I'm here today with this black-white Pestilence deck. So before I get too far into this, I just want to remind you guys to check down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be alerted anytime I put out new videos if you want to see more content like this. And follow me on Twitter if you want to know anytime I go live on stream or anytime that I put out new videos. I don't really post a lot, pretty much only post when I make new content. So if you want to see my content, check there, check on YouTube, whatever. And that's pretty much it. Just want to thank you guys for watching. So as far as this deck goes, seen some success. I know that like Deluxikoff has been working on playing a similar deck to this one. There was a little bit of success in the first challenge, the first Pauper challenge, with a similar deck to this one. I believe I just pulled this one from the 5.0 deck lists, and I won't sugarcoat it. I think the mana is incredibly greedy, so we'll get to that in a second. So kind of the whole kind of theme of the deck is twofold. First off, we've got some sweepers. We've got Crypt Rats and Pestilence that can hopefully kill all of our opponent's creatures. And then we've got the interaction of Kami of False Hope, which is just a white Spore Frog. You sacrifice it to Fog. And then Palace Sentinels, which make us the Monarch. So ideally, we kill their creatures, we play a Kami and a Palace Sentinels, and then we get the Monarch, and then they can't take the Monarch from us the next turn, and then we've got Prismatic Strands to keep them from taking the Monarch back. As far as other stuff, that's pretty much the whole deck is that those synergies. The rest of it is just stuff to keep us alive. So we've got Wall of Hope, so it blocks 2/2s all day and gains us life, but also it's really good with Pestilence because you can ping your Wall of Hope twice and gain 2 life, and then the Wall of Hope stays alive and you gain 2 life the next turn too. I just noticed now this deck has 61 cards, so I don't know, maybe they're only 40 leagues away from getting to where my blue-black deck is, as long as they're adding 1 each time. We've got a couple other ways to gain. We got one other way to gain life. We've got our Arishan Cleric, and I think this is just, these are like huge hedges against Stompy, and that's why we've got this. So hopefully we play against some Stompy. We've got some Night's Whispers for card advantage, and Thraben Inspectors are also kind of card advantage. It's like the white Seagate Oracle. This card is so good. 1 of Duress for disruption, and then 3 Chainer's Edicts for a little more disruption. Got some Core Skyfishers for value, and then finally the Resourceful Returns. This is the reason I think this mana base and this deck is incredibly greedy. Look at this mana base. First of all, we've got no basics. Second of all, Resourceful Return is pretty bad if you don't have an artifact. 2 mana to bring back a creature from your graveyard to your hand is a terrible rate. Even at 1, it's not a good rate. It's just bad. So this is not a card you want unless you have an artifact. Well, look at this. We've got no main deck artifacts other than 3 clues off of Thraben Inspector. And then in our land base, somehow we only ended up with 5 artifact lands in this build. What is going on? Why do I have so many value lands in here? Why do I have all these cycling lands and like 2 Bojuka Bogs? And look at this. 7 tapped black sources. What? Why did we have this? Anyway, and let's be clear, I don't think Quicksand is very good. So I don't know what's going on with this deck list. I am pretty sure if I was playing 3 copies of Resourceful Return in my deck, I would make room for the full 8 artifact lands. I would cut maybe these Bojuka Bogs, and I don't know how much you really need these, and 3 Mortuary Mires seems a little excessive to me as well, but we'll find out. So that's the main deck. Sideboard, we've got a bunch. Oh, I didn't quite go over the last one. So the last creature is Guardian of the Guild Pact. It's incredibly resilient. Only Terminate and Agony Warp kill it as far as targeted removal that people play, and it's protected from Pestilence, so you can keep pinging, and your Guardian stays alive. It's really hard for like blue-red fairies. If you drop a Guardian and a Pestilence, they just can't really win anymore. Sideboard is an interesting collection of stuff. Oh no. Oh, never mind. Okay. So so we've got 3 more Duresses to finish off the Duress package. Makes sense against the blue decks and stuff. 1 more Cleric. We're playing against Burn. We're playing against Stompy. Probably want another Cleric, although I'm kind of a fan of Lone Missionary more than I'm a fan of Varishing Cleric, but teach their own. We've got Circle of Protection Black. We've got Circle of Protection Blue. We've got Green. We've got Red. Got all kinds of them. So I don't know what the reasoning is for each like different color. Like why we have more greens and blues. I guess like it's really hard for Blue Red Delver to beat Circle of Protection Blue, so that makes sense. Let's see. We got Forsake the Worldly, which I don't know if this is really where you want to be. It is flexible and it's an instant, but if I'm bringing this in, it's going to be good, right? Like if I'm bringing this in out of my sideboard, it's going to be a good card that I want to draw. It's not going to be a card I want to cycle away. So that's an interesting one. Oblivion Ring, just flexible removal. The 4th Prismatic Strands, great against decks that plan on attacking you, and it's good against mono red too. It's like a double counterspell for burn spells. And then 1 more Guardian of the Guild Pact. I don't know exactly when you bring this in, but I'm sure we'll figure it out along the way. Just want to warn you guys, I've never played this deck before in my life. It seems really easy to play, so we'll find out for sure when I'm playing it, but I may make some mistakes with this. If you watched my last Blue-Black League, you saw that even I made some mistakes with that deck, and I know that deck like the back of my hand. I built it myself, and still made some pretty egregious errors in a good matchup and lost it. So that could happen in this league too. Who knows? But we'll find out together. And with that, let's get to some games.